Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I'm looking down, but guys, I am working on the quilt that we will be doing at the retreat. I'm going to say this upcoming weekend because you will see it the week before I go. And I am so glad I looked at this pattern before going there and thinking I need to try a block or two before I go to make sure I don't have any questions. The very first step is to make 16 half square triangles for every, I'm using fat quarters. So every 2 fat quarters makes a more than one square actually, but you've got 3 colors in each square. You've got your background in color 1 and color 2. And so color 1 and color 2, you've got to have 8 half square triangles for each one. I don't even have any of them marked, ready to sew, nothing. As far as I do have 8 half square triangles on this color. This is actually color 2. But let me show you. I'm not giving the name of the thing, but I have a box packed of cut fabric ready to go to the retreat. And I think I may need to have my half square triangles done at least, because I take a really long time trimming my half square triangles. And if you saw my table right now, I mean, I've got this fabric, I've got my ruler and my rotary, and these still need to be trimmed, and these are ones that have been trimmed. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So guys, hang with me. We're going to get into it. My ruler, I mean, it's not a name brand. It's an Amazon ruler. You see all the lines there. I bought a set of these rulers when I first started quilting. I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know there was all these places online that I could order stuff from. I do have a ruler I need to get, and that's the triangle, because it's the square up triangle. You could use it for different sizes or something. I need to look at that ruler a little closer. But this one here, now the ones that I did get from So Be It Quilts, they don't do the size that I need. So I have to, now I need to look and see if they do have, the set that I purchased does not have the size that I need. They may have the size that I need, but just not in the set that I bought. And if that's the case, I'll be buying the other set, because I really like those little those, I don't know, they're almost like a template. It's not a ruler. It doesn't have any measurements or anything on it. And I know I'm looking down and y'all can't see what the heck I'm doing, but this is what I'm talking about. These are it doesn't have any measurements on it at all. Well, here you can see my table. Maybe you can see a little better what I'm doing. I just lay this out and I place my grid on here, and Lord, I just hope it works. Because they don't always square up just right. That is something that I have worked on really hard learning how to do, is how to get my, see, like that's not working right there. Okay, I need to get my 45 where it, okay, there it goes. And placement of this thing is oh so important. Okay. And I'm still learning how to do these, so, you know, hey, it is what it is, and I hope it turns out great, because I'm going to love it anyway, you know. And because I love the colors, and I think this is going to make an absolutely lovely quilt. And even if I don't like it once it's done, I'm going to have great memories making this, because I am going to be going to my first quilt retreat. I've said that so many times. Y'all are probably tired of hearing it. But I'm so excited about going to this quilt retreat. And I don't know. Being with people that share the same love that I do. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm new to quilting. I've been at it for less than a year. Probably, let's see, this is January, so actually more than that, because I don't think I started quilting anything at all until, well, I did. I started in March, I think, gathering things, not necessarily making anything, but I think the first thing that I sewed and completed and made into a quilt was in June. So, yeah. That just tells you how, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not saying that I'm a hard-learned person, that things are hard for me to learn, but most of it is as simple as following instructions, and sometimes I will admit them instructions are hard to understand, especially if you do not know the lingo. And if you do not know the lingo, I've got it right here. I have a basket under my table. I don't know if that is still out there, but Creative Notions, this thing is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it's not just the calendar that's so great. Like this right here has helped me more than anybody will know. This is quilting abbreviations. Amazing. So I keep it right here under my table. This is not a sewing table. This table raises and lowers, but it's what I use as my my work table. It has my sewing machine on it. It has, you can see, it's got my cutting board on it. It has, actually right here, my little cutting press. I have a little hook hanging on the side of the leg here so I can put it away, get it out of my way. And but yeah, this right here is, oh, that's not the side I need to be working on. See, I start talking and lose my place so easy. And you know, if you're a new quilter and you don't know something, and if you don't want to say it in the comments, like, by all means email me. I probably don't know it either, but I for sure will not think that you're not in. I won't think that you're not intelligent for asking the question, because I promise you I probably have the same question or had the same question and asked somebody. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. If I say something that you don't understand, feel free to comment it or email me. My email address is always in the description box close to the bottom. It'll be below my address. I do have a PO address out there, so, and that's just because sometimes people like to send cards and things like that, and I do appreciate everyone that sent Christmas cards. I didn't really get to show them online, so We had a lot going on at Christmas, and I didn't get my Christmas cards until after Christmas. So, but just know that they are greatly appreciated. And yeah, so right here, what you see me doing is cutting, trimming up my half square triangles that I have already sewn and cut. What I am going to do, this is like my first set of colors. This is my color 1 of this. Oh, you can't even see that. Oh my goodness. This is my color 1 of this block, and this yellow is my color 2. I know you can't really make that out real good, but it's a yellow and white stripe. This line is stitched by Fig Tree and Company, I believe it is. Oh, I'm going to have to repress my fabric because I crinkled that one up. And see, I don't know if I can take my little iron to retreat or not. But, see, now here's the rest of the colors here. So, what I'm going to do is just, once I get my half square triangles done, because that's the first step that it shows in here, is sewing all of your large, I'm not going to say the measurements or anything, but sewing all of your large squares, and then cutting them. So what I'm going to do here with you guys, since I got this first set done, what I'm going to do is pull out all my fat quarter pieces, or all my blocks that I've already cut all the pieces for. And I'm going to take out the 4 large pieces. I have a large piece of color 1, a large piece of color 2, and 2 large pieces of the background. And I'm going to mark all of my background so I can stitch them all together. Okay, guys. Well, it is actually the following day from when we started. What I am doing here, my camera actually died, so I just started making my half square triangles. And so what I'm doing, I'm having to get my train of thought here. I took my large blocks with my backing. Let me show you here. This is one of my large blocks. This is one of my large block backing. And I am just putting them together. I'm going to forewarn you, my machine's going to make a loud noise because this is the first stitch. It always does that. The first time I heard it, it kind of freaked me out. It scared me. I thought I was doing something wrong with my machine. But apparently, that's just what Berninas do. And you'll see what I'm doing is a continuous stitch on all of these. And I'm sewing 1/4 of an inch on each side. And I've already done one side, and I'm doing the other side, and I've just left them stitched together so they pull through on their own. Okay, so now I have all of my squares done to cut here, but we're not cutting there first. We're going to stitch on both sides of this other diagonal. So what I need to do is release these from one another. You see that it is quite a few of them here. I just thought it would be easier to do them this way than to try to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing here. Then to try to do them individually as I work the blocks. So that's what I'm doing. Just trying to maximize my time and efficiency in making this, because I am, let's see, that's 3. What I'm trying to do is get this ready to go to the retreat, and I don't have very many days. I did not realize there was so much, half square triangles, and if I carried this to the retreat needing to be done, I would be doing nothing but half square triangles the whole weekend. So I figured while I had still a little time before we go to the retreat, I say we as in me and whoever else goes to the retreat. I don't have anyone going with me. That I would try to get some of this done so I wouldn't, be stuck doing just half square triangles. I would like to be assembling the quilt. And I know that when we get there, there's probably going to be someone that's already got the quilt completed, almost completed, put a lot of it put together. I just don't want to be cut, because I don't know the amount of space we're going to have, and I want to enjoy myself meeting all the people that go on the retreat. So I love retreats not only for learning new skills, but for meeting new people. I still have my sister and I years ago went to cross stitch retreats in Oklahoma, and I still have a friend on my Facebook that met her in Oklahoma, and to this day we still are friends on Facebook. Now, I mean, we don't talk on the phone or anything, but we both have busy lives. Okay, so I have those separated. So the next step, we're going to start going the other direction. But before I do that, I do want to do a little cleanup on my machine. It's got a lot of dust going. And I guess while I'm doing this, I can show you real quick, because I have not done this today. So let me show you what I do. I do need to oil my machine and dust it out, because I did do a lot of sewing yesterday, and I know I'm probably not going to do it how everybody else does it, and that's okay. I do it how I do it, and it gets the dust out. It keeps my machine oiled, and that's all I'm worried about, is not wearing my machine out and taking care of it. So I start dusting from the very top here. Yeah, there's always dust flying, and I get dust stuck on my thread. And no, I don't take the thread and the needle and all that off. I mean, they probably do. And look at that. Look at all that dust up in there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just going to... Yeah, and I have the other big dust brush, but I'm not using it because... Not right here. And I will tell you why. Because I get... That brush loses bristles when you're up in here. Oh, goodness. And I don't have my tweet. Okay. This is my bobbin there. I was making sure I didn't have... But I'm going to be taking that out anyway. So let me pull that on out. I'm just kind of showing you what I do. Lordy, it ain't wanting to come out. I don't ever have troubles getting my bobbin out, and that's kind of crazy. I just want to get this dusted out real good. We don't want all them dust things to get in there and clog anything up. And I did sew a lot yesterday, and I, you know, being that I was still hooked up to what I was sewing yesterday, I couldn't take it off and service my machine. And this is not a full-fledged service. This is just, I'm oiling it to keep it, you know, good and lubricated there, so nothing. Now I will use the big brush down here. I can show you. Well, if I'm not pushing too hard in there, it won't leave bristles if I'm not pushing it too hard. So what I have to do is I have to lay this piece open, and of course I'm dusting it out. And then I take out my bobbin holder here. I have my Bernina oil. Inside the little bobbin casing, there are 2 little dots in there. You may not be able to see, it may be too dark, but it's 2 little felt pads in there, and I just put a dot of oil on those just to keep them, and I keep them good and lubricated. And then what I do is I put a dot of oil on the inside of that where the casing goes. And this is the part that I have trouble with. I always have trouble getting this back in there. Make sure all the lint is off of it. Oh, it went right in. I said that and it went right in that time. I closed that back up. I've got to dust my bobbin casing off here real good. Whoop. Yep, put that back in there because it is closed. Next thing I do is I put my plate back in. And I am good to go. All I have to do is put my table tray back on. Okay, now we're ready to go. Let's get started on these others. It does tell you to, you know, be careful when you oil it because it may get on your fabrics. I've never had that happen, so I guess until it does, I don't do test stitches. I don't run it through anything before that. I just start sewing again. So that is what I'm going to do right now. We're just going to get started again on this and get these done so I can show you how we're making these half square triangles. And this will show you kind of how I did, well, it will show you how I did the first line. Now what I'll do to do the other side is I just flip it around. I don't even cut that. I just start with this and keep going. Okay, so we are done with crossing both of those. So all I have to do now is separate these, and I will bring you to the other side of the machine and we'll start. So we are back with all of our pieces cut. I have my rotating mat, my large grid ruler, a smaller grid ruler, and my rotary cutter. I'm going to show you how out of these two pieces that we stitched crisscross on it, how we get 8 half square triangles. All of the experienced quilters probably already know how to do this. I'm not one of those, so I was shocked to see how to do this, and it is so easy. First thing you will do is place your fabric right there. I'm moving things so it's not in the way, and the crisscrosses go from corner to corner. First thing we're going to do is cut straight through the center here. And how I make sure I'm center, I'm right on the where the two diagonal lines match, and on the edge here I try to make sure I am as close to the same all the way down. So we do it that direction first, and then we rotate our mat, and then we do straight across the other direction. And once that is done, we will cut on our diagonals. Now if you don't get right on that diagonal, it's okay, because that's not the big thing. The big thing is the stitch line. As long as you don't cut your stitch line, you are okay. Now see, like that one there's off just a little bit. I just push them back together as good as I can. And let's see here. That is 8 half square triangles. So I am going to continue doing this, and once I have them all done, I will bring you guys back and I will show you the next step. You will see I have my squares cut into half square triangles. I have 3 sets of them here. So what I'm going to do is just start pressing them. I always press to the color, so I'm going to flip these and just show you how I do it. I mean, it's just pressing, but this will kind of help you see it. I'm going to press this first set and then show you how I trim it. And I know I should be setting my seam here. There we go. Set that seam and press this out. And I have quite a few. I have a whole nother stack up here that you guys can't see. And I will tell you, you probably noticed while I was sewing that some of the squares did not match all the way around. And that's okay, because I know I miscut some of them by like 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch too big. Because I cut fabric wherever I can, when I can, because I do work a full 40-hour job every week. Just got off of a storm rotation where we worked 3 12-hour days, and those are always rough, hard to do because I work midnight to noon, but it's okay. I mean, it's work. So I'm just getting this one done, and I will tell y'all I don't know if I told you earlier, but the fabric line I'm using is Stitched by Victory and Company. I love this line. I think it is beautiful, beautiful. It's a real nice, springy colors. This will be, I don't know if I'm doing the beds, the quilts for the bed or a throw. I haven't decided yet. Because if I need to do it for the bed, then I need to get probably another fat quarter bundle. Because that's all this is. I had this fat quarter bundle, and I was like, well, I really wanted to use it. And what better way than this? Okay, so that's my first set. I don't know if these are 2 colors that are going together or not, but because in this you have 2 colors that go together for the half square triangle, and they're normally coordinated colors, but and actually the same color, maybe 2 different tones. It's really whatever you want to do, and I tried to keep them the same color. I seem to be messing it up bad when I set that seam, so I'm not setting the seam, and I'm just going to open it, because I can't open it, you know, do what they call a finger press if it's hot, because I can't touch it if I've steamed it. And what I will do is I will keep pressing these, and I will bring you back when I start to trim. So that way you can see what I do for us to get all of these half square triangles. And this is only step 1. I think there's another step in here that has more half square triangles. But I'm only doing step 1. I don't want to go too far ahead. I want to do it 1 step at a time, because this is a quilt I have never made, And I've actually never even looked at a pattern like this before. I've never made something like this. So, well, the pressed flowers does have a lot of half square triangles in it. So that, you know, is okay. But yeah, this is going to be, first off, it's going to be fun. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. Okay, so I have 2 of my squares done. So let me bring you down to where you can see how I do my half square triangles. It may be wrong. That's okay. And now I'm ready to cut. Now I will tell you, I've already showed you my thing. It's got the grids on it here. What I do is I line my 45 up on that center there, and I'm just going to get to it here, and I do flip this around because I'm not going to rotate my mat because this is small, and I would still be moving it a lot. And what I do is I just keep that 45 line, that 45 degree line on that seam. And then I match up over here how many inches the unit is supposed to be, or the block is supposed to be. Because I know I've already cut that side. And see, like now I turn it so I can do the other sides, and when I do that I have to flip my ruler the other direction, and let's see, and then when I do that I make sure I'm on the line for the top and bottom cuts, that they're even. And my 45 is still on that seam. And I will show you when I'm done. I don't think I turned. Yeah, I did. Okay. I will show you how they come out. I will show you at the end. So guys, hang with me, and I'll be bringing you back to see what these 45 or these half square triangles look like. We have a lot to make, and I will give you the final count of them as soon as we're done. Well, friends, we are back. You will see I have my 3 stacks here of half square triangles. I cut, or I pressed and trimmed 176 half square triangles. Now these are for the pattern that we will be doing at the retreat. Now I think earlier in the video, which was probably 2 days ago, I'm doing this video in sections. I'm doing a little bit each day, but I do want to give you at least this first step, which is half square triangles. And I am going to tell you, it took me about 10 to 12 hours to sew, cut, press, and trim 176 half square triangles. If you have a trick, give me a comment, because now, like I said, So Be It Quilts, I did get, let me see, this little tool here for trimming up, and it would have been perfect, but it's not the right size. And I don't have the right size, so I will be checking to see if they have one in that size, because I know they come in sets of 3. But guys, these are my half square triangles, 176 of them, It is for the project that we will be doing at the retreat. This video may not come out before the retreat. It may come out after the retreat, actually, or during the retreat. I'm not real sure yet, but we've completed 176. So guys, if you like quilting, sewing, cooking content, or if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like all the other content, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And I will respond to you. I respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.